Welcome to the Explainer. So the Pakistan cricket team's T20 World Cup journey has just hit a massive speed bump. Seriously, their path to the semifinals is now this tangled web of must-win games, other results, and, honestly, a little bit of luck. So in this Explainer, we're going to break down every single scenario that could see them move on or send them packing.
You know, their huge Super 8 match against New Zealand? A complete washout. Gone. So instead of a clear-cut result, they got one shared point. Now the big question is that single point a lifeline keeping their hopes alive, or is it the anchor that's about to sink their whole campaign? Let's get into it.
Okay, first, let's just quickly recap the setback itself. The game against New Zealand, as I said, it was a total non-starter. Heavy rain in Colombo meant the game was just abandoned without a single ball being bowled. And that, of course, completely scrambled the standings in their Super 8 group.
Now, a really crucial detail here is that there was no reserve day for this match. With the rain just not letting up, the officials, they had no choice. They had to call it off and split the points. So both Pakistan and New Zealand get 1 point each, which is, such a frustrating outcome that just cranks up the pressure for the games they have left. All right, so what does this single point actually mean for Pakistan? Let's take a look at the numbers and see exactly where this washout leaves them in the Super 8s.
Everything from that washout boils down to this one single number, 1. Pakistan got 1 point. And yeah, look, it's definitely better than 0 from a loss, but it is a long way from the 2 points they desperately needed from a win. And as a result, you can see both Pakistan and New Zealand are stuck on 1 point, and they each have 2 massive matches left to play. For Pakistan, this means their entire tournament, everything now rests on how they perform against 2 really tough teams, England and Sri Lanka. Okay, so let's start with the most straightforward path to the semifinals. This is the scenario Pakistan fans are praying for, the one that puts their destiny right back into their own hands. The mission here is pretty simple, but man, it is not easy. The Salman Ali Agha-led side has to win both of their remaining games. There is 0 room for error. They need 2 big wins, one against England and one against Sri Lanka. If, and it's a big if, they pull that off and win both matches, their final points tally will be 5. That's 2 points for each win, plus the one they already have. And in this tournament, 5 is the magic number.
So why is 5 so important? Well, you got to think of it like this. In the Super 8 stage of the T20 World Cup, 5 points is basically the golden ticket. If you get to 5, you should be packing your bags for the semifinals. It all but guarantees your spot.
But what if they can't get that clean sweep? What happens if they win one of their last 2 games but lose the other? Well, this is where it all gets a whole lot more complicated and way more nerve-wracking for the team and all their fans.
So if Pakistan wins 1 and loses 1, they'll still grab 2 more pretty valuable points. But this is where their whole journey gets incredibly tricky, because those 2 extra points, they might not be enough.
A win and a loss would lead them with a grand total of just 3 points. And at this stage of the World Cup, 3 points is a really dangerous place to be.
And this is the absolute key. Finishing on 3 points means their fate is completely out of their hands. They'd have to sit and wait, anxiously watching other games, just hoping the results go their way. They'd be scoreboard watching, hoping all the math works out in their favor. It's a terrible feeling.
So it really all comes down to this simple choice, doesn't it? Win both of your matches and you control your own destiny. Win just 1 and you're at the mercy of how other teams play. And no team wants to be in that position at a World Cup.
And yeah, of course, we have to talk about the doomsday scenario. It's brutal, but it's the reality of the situation. If Pakistan loses both of their games against England and Sri Lanka, that's it. Their T20 World Cup is over. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
So it is all coming down to this final stretch of matches. Let's take a quick look at the specific games that are going to decide who moves on to the semifinals.
Go ahead and mark your calendars. Pakistan versus England on February 24th, that's the first huge hurdle. But you've got to keep a very close eye on that New Zealand versus Sri Lanka game the very next day. The result of that match could be absolutely pivotal for Pakistan, especially if they end up in that 3-point nail-biter of a scenario.
So there you have it. The path for Pakistan is clear, but it is anything but easy. And hey, let's not forget, the weather in Sri Lanka can be so unpredictable, so this group is still wide open. It is going to be such a thrilling finish. So what's your prediction? Let us know down in the comments which 2 teams you think will make it to the semis.